Hey everybody, it's Claire. This is Small Joyful Things. As always, I go out to estate sales and to thrift stores, and sometimes I buy things from Craigslist, and I try to find out as much as I can about them and then tell you guys about them. So I got something pretty good for you today. It is this. Now I hope this is actually going to show up properly on camera so that you can see that it is actually pink. Okay. And before everybody who likes depression glass gets excited, this is not depression glass. Got a bit of a story about this one for you. This is part of a lot of glass that I bought. I basically bought a box of stuff. I paid $30 for it. There were about 10 items in the box. This cost me about $3. So measure it up. It would be much easier if I take that off. It is about 6 inches across. Yeah. And it's a little bit, maybe about 4 inches high. So kind of small. I'm going to kind of give you a look at the design. You can see there. Also the design on the base. It's hard to see with the reflections there. You can see it's got that kind of what looks like flowers and round round fruit. Okay, so what is this? This is not depression glass. This is something pretending to be depression glass, and it threw me completely like when I actually looked it up the first time. So I found this in the box of stuff that I got. I was looking at it going like, oh wow, it's depression glass, and then looked up a bunch more things and like, oh wow, it's actually a Jeannette like cherry blossom in pink, the butter dish. That's great. That's awesome. It's actually damaged. So I ended up putting it up on Craigslist. I ended up putting it up on eBay for $20. I tried to get that done first because I had a feeling that this, people were going to want this, and maybe even damaged. It would probably be worth something. And I couldn't get that, shake the feeling that there's something not quite right about it. Okay. And especially when I could see that the color didn't seem to be correct. Okay. That's one thing that kept annoying me. The color doesn't seem to be correct. And I finally pulled it. I think it was up there for maybe 2 days, and I got almost no views, and I'm like, nah, there's something doesn't feel right. And I ended up pulling it down off eBay and taking another closer look at it. And I thought, what are the chances that this isn't real depression glass? It's actually Reproduction or something. And oh my friends, it turns out that I have been fooled. This is Reproduction from the 70s. Yeah, I'm gonna show you something. If I can, because I'm not good at the iPad, as we know. Okay, this is what the real Jeannette Cherry Blossom pink butter dish looks like. Okay, and you can see here that this is all quite a little bit more complex. Like the design itself is a little bit more, like it's got more in it, there's more going on. Okay, and you can see that the color is nothing like this. All right, in all the pictures that I saw of this glass, and what I initially assumed to be lighting was not the case. The color on this one is just wrong. It's not bright enough. It's not pink enough. It's not the right thing. Now, if I go actually over here, all right, this is an article on realorepro.com. Wonderful resource, by the way, cannot recommend them enough. And this has it basically goes through some of the examples of, Jeannette was one of the companies, that did elegant depression glass that would have been reproduced in the 70s. And it has a load of examples of this kind of stuff. And if you actually go down here, you can see this comparison, which is very good in this case because there are leaves on this particular dish. You can see that that's the new leaf from the 1970s. The old leaf has a lot more detail and everything in it. And the cherry blossom pattern in particular is one that is very often reproduced or faked. So this is the new butter lid, and you can see here it's the one line around the smooth band, old lid, 2 lines around the smooth band. Now, and you can see that's exactly what we've got. Actually be sure. This as well? No. Yeah. So you can see as well, this is the one that really kind of clinches or whatever. This is the new 1970s era butter dish base, that pattern. You 1980s base, know the imported gap or what have you between the rim and the end of the branch. The old butter dish base natural leaf branch touches the rim. So what do we got? And there you have it, right there. 1980s. And that would be correct for the color as well, if I can actually, if I can take a look at it. That seems to be like the right kind of, the ones that I've seen would be the right kind of a shade. So yeah, there you go. There's all of these examples about like what exactly is correct or incorrect. You can see here, this different shape in the flowers is very different. That is exactly what's on the top of this one. If you see there, that, if I can scroll down, yeah, there we go. You can see there that pattern matches the new one. So yeah, there's an entire article that goes through all of this. I have to say it's all been incredibly interesting, and it's certainly been like an education, I have to say. But there you have it. Like this is this is probably one of the first like actual fakes I've picked up. I didn't even realize it was obviously just in a box of stuff, you know. But I never would have guessed from looking at it. For to me, without knowing specifically about the Jeannette patterns, this would just look like depression glass. So there you have it. Okay, I'm sorry about that. My, you know, one of the problems with filming when you have kids around is that a 2-year-old can actually just walk in, you know, whenever he feels like it, and decide that he wants to annoy mommy. But anyway, I'm just going to sign off real fast, all right? This is effectively what this is. This is a strange little reproduction piece of depression glass that was made in the 1980s. If you actually look online, there are lots of examples of this that you can see, especially with these flowers. These flowers are like the most easily identifiable part of this. Like, there are lots and lots of these that you can see listed on eBay for like $50 or $60 that are basically say, oh, this is Jeannette. This is the Jeannette pink cherry blossom covered butter dish. And you would have to know the design to know that that's not real. It's so interesting to see. It's like, again, this is how sometimes when you're looking stuff up, there's a real danger in just not having specific product knowledge, and you're just kind of going by the kind of the consensus in general of what everybody thinks something is. And if the entire consensus is wrong or has gotten the wrong idea, and it's easy for this kind of stuff to happen, you're like, wrong ideas will just kind of propagate, then it's really interesting to see how like you can actually be completely misled about what something is. Thankfully, in this case, I noticed and took down the listing, obviously. So what's going to happen to this? I am probably not going to sell it. And this is going to go back to donation, or I'm going to put it into a box full of glassware that I don't want and just kind of sell it as a pack on Craigslist or something. There's no way this can be sold on eBay. I would not feel comfortable selling it under any... Even saying what it actually is, which is a reproduction of Jeannette, I don't feel comfortable selling it like that. It's just, I don't, and that's kind of not my thing. And to be honest, I don't think anyone would really want it anyway, because the actual original Jeannette is obviously much higher quality than this, and it's absolutely beautiful. This can't really compete. So make of that what you will. Sorry for the interruption, of course. This is my small joyful thing for today. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.